Good morning guys and welcome back to the vlog. Today is going to be a little bit of a different one. I had loads of people ask me loads of questions on what I'm doing on my cut, how to cut, any advice I can give them. So basically I'm going to film a bit of a day in the life and also take you through my ultimate cutting guide on advice, so what you do if you wanted to do your own cut, really. Gonna get set up. It's currently 5:30. Going to hit a push session at the gym. So I'm gonna hit my pre-workout stack, which currently and always is creatine, obviously. 2 scoops of that. And Mel's got me onto this cherry crank pump. Quite lucky that she's an ESN athlete and they get to sample all this cool free supplement stuff. So like 16-year-old me is absolutely loving this, but yeah, not been a fan of pump products before, so it makes me feel sick when I'm training, but this one's really good. And obviously being in a cut, less carbs, you're not as full, the pumps aren't as good. This has helped aesthetically in the gym. It's been able to see that you've got a bit of a pump after a workout. And then the go-to at the minute is some chocolate snacker for rice cake. I have 3 of those. And then obviously Methods Oca blend of coffee. So handful of ice, some water, and then 1 and a half scoops of that goes into my workout drink. And I'll sip on that sort of on the way and during the first sort of like 10 minutes of the session, and then just say drink it 45 minutes before, but yeah, it seems to work still. And then 1 2 scoops of creatine. I'll just neck that. Good part of caffeine. And 3 Snacker Jacks to go in my coffee. Just simple carbs for workout. The real ultimate pre-workout combo. Cortado and the rice cakes. So good. Simply cannot beat coffee in the morning. So one of the first things I recommend when people starting a cut would be to weigh yourself daily. First thing in the morning, after you've been to the toilet, and just get a rough average and idea of where your weight is fluctuating on a daily basis. I've literally tracked my weight for like the past 5 or 6 years daily, and I've got sort of every, spike, dip, whatever. And obviously the last month, as you can see, it's trending down. And basically that will give you a sort of set point to where your weight is, so whether you know whether you're making progress or not. Weigh yourself daily, and then I would find out what your maintenance macros are, and I'll do that using a TDE calculator, which will use your height, weight, and activity sort of level, whether you're sedentary or athlete level, sort of movement throughout the day, and then that will give you a baseline sort of calories to work off. I would track what you eat for a week or two and just see exactly what you're consuming, and then I would go off your calculator and I'd eat at maintenance level. If your weight stays the same, that's your maintenance. If it goes up, your maintenance is probably a little bit below that. If it comes down, your maintenance is probably a little bit higher than that. So I'll go off that, and then if you want to lose weight, I'd first take just 200 calories off that and start from there. Track your weight daily, and if it's coming down, brilliant. And you want to be focusing on getting sort of 1.2 grams of protein per pound of body weight. That's the key here. Focus on that. And then you want roughly 20 to 25%, maybe 20 to 30%, depending on your sort of your hormones. It should be made up from fat. So obviously once you've got your calories worked out, you can then calculate what percentage of that. So mine's 50 to 55 grams of fat a day. It actually worked out to about 40 odd, but I do like slightly higher fat. It just helps me feel less tired and sluggish as I'm getting older. And yeah, I found that 50 to 55 grams a day seems to suit my lifestyle, but it's each their own. It's what suits you, not what suits me. And then the rest of your macros are made up from that, basically in carbs. And when you take that 200 grams, generally I would just take that away from the carbs. I wouldn't take any of the fat or the protein. I'd leave those exactly the same and then just take away from the carbs. So you just have less potatoes, less rice with each meal. It's that simple to start with. Standard post-workout oat bowl with the chocolate chip cookie ghost protein, of course. Another tip when cutting is to have your two highest carb meals pre and post workout, so that you're recovering right from your workouts and you're also fueling it before. If you save your carbs at the end of the day, yes, you might feel a little bit fuller going to bed, but you're almost wasting the energy usage because then you're sleeping on it rather than using it throughout the day and replenishing what you've just used in the gym. So yeah, recommend oat bowl after your workouts. Supplementation also key. Obviously if you're eating less calories, potentially getting less nutrients into your body. So, I mean, I take it anyway throughout any time of the year, if I'm cutting or bulking or just maintaining. It's worth you taking a multivitamin, but I mean, I take omega-3s, a multivitamin, vitamin D, because obviously I live in the UK and we get no sun. tonka alley and an iron tablet, and then I take zinc and magnesium at night pre-bed. So yeah, that's my stack. Another thing that's potentially decent, and I've started taking this over the last couple of weeks, obviously you're meant to drink a lot of water anyway, but the more water you drink, the fuller you feel, and the fuller you look also. But there's only so much water you can drink, so I have actually started putting these into one of my shakers worth of water, just as a bit of a refreshing drink. This is lemon iced tea flavour. It's really nice. It's just a refreshing change, and obviously there's no fizz in it like a Coke Zero or Fanta Zero, and it's just an easier way of getting some nutrients into your body and also drinking 750, 500 ml of water effortlessly. Mel's got the butcher goods, chicken for the week. The easiest way to get some, not cardio, but movement in is doing 10,000 steps a day. If you're only doing like 3,000 or 4,000 a day, you're missing out on so much easy movement and energy expenditure. And that's where I'd start, rather than hopping on sort of loads and loads of cardio. Just focus on getting 10,000 steps a day, and then slowly increase that up to say 15,000 as you get deeper into your cut. But yeah, 10,000, that's the minimum you should be hitting really. And especially as it's coming up to summer, there's no excuse not to get outside now. In the depths of winter, it's slightly unbearable. Yeah, I have got a massive puffer on because it still feels like -8, but yeah, if you can get outside, get in the sunshine, get you out of the house, away from the food as well, stick a podcast on, stick your favourite playlist on, and just get some steps in. Focus on starting at 10, and then as you get deeper, just up that as the weight potentially stalls. Food truck's just arrived. And the secret to getting shredded is making sure your food shop is as clean as possible, and the environment that you sort of live in. It's no good having chocolate, sweets, cakes in your cupboards. If you've got that, just throw it out. Get rid of it, get it out of the house, get it out of your system, and then focus on filling your diet with whole foods, lots of veg, lots of fruit, lots of protein, lean mince, chicken breast, chicken thigh, anything like that. If you've got chocolate, so I've hidden these away and put these in the cupboard because I know when I open it I want it. I've still got Easter eggs from a few weeks ago I haven't touched. Like, yeah, out of sight, out of mind. Get it out of the house. Because if you've had a tough day at work and you come back and there's treats in the cupboard that, like, no matter how much willpower you've got, you're going to end up eating it. So get it out of the house. If your kryptonite is cereal, crisps, chocolate, when you do shop, just don't buy it, because if it's there, you will eat it. No matter how hard you try not to, you'll be sat there on a Saturday night and you'll be like, I'm just going to open them crisps, or I'm just going to open that chocolate. Just don't do it. Get it out of the house. I'm going to tuck into my lunch now, which is standard, just mince and rice, and I usually spice that up with sauces, and that's another great way to make bland. It is literally just seasoned mince and rice. Make that as exciting as possible. My current go-to is this Melinda's black truffle hot sauce. and it's 0 calories. Really recommend this. And some others that also use are the Yellowbirds sauces. So the Serrano hot sauce is good. The jalapeno one is really nice. It's quite spicy, and then the habanero sauce is extremely spicy. So yeah, beware. But again, 0 calories. Great to add some flavour and a kick to your food. But if you're going to use sauces, make sure that you track everything. If they're not 0 calorie, make sure that you track them accurately and weigh everything out, because you could easily ruin your whole week's work by just throwing loads of sauce on everything and not tracking it. There could easily be 100, 200 calories in that, and there's your deficit gone straight away. So always track it. And also, if you're going to use them at the start and don't add them in later, because technically you could be adding calories in, whereas if you know where your starting point is and then you're using the sauces, at least if the calories start coming down or your cardio goes up or your steps go up, at least you know where your set point is for your food level, so you haven't added anything extra in, you're only taking away, because obviously your calories will come down the deeper you get into a cut. But yeah, sauces is a cheat code. Another thing I often get asked is, should I do a meal plan, or should I do it if it fits my macros, or should I cook different meals? It really doesn't matter. It's solely down to what works for you. If it was me, I wouldn't go the if it fits your macros route, purely because you potentially won't eat as much volume as what you would if you ate whole foods. And for me, a meal plan just works. I know what I'm eating each day, I know what we're getting on the shopping. I don't have to track really, because I'm literally inputting the same data every day. And then you can also meal prep as well, so you can prep all your lunches. I don't prep my evening meals, but I do prep my lunches. And yes, some people think it's boring, but at the end of the day, it reduces decision fatigue so much, because you literally, you know what you're having. Like, you haven't got to have that exhausting conversation with yourself, with your partner after work. What are we having for tea? Where are we going? There's not that temptation for the takeaway. All that's done for you. And I just feel like by eating similar things, it doesn't have to be the same. On a weekend you can mix it up a bit if you want, but by eating similar things, it's just a lot simpler. The more whole foods you can get in, better. I mean, my diet while cutting has literally been mince and rice, oats and chicken, potatoes and greens, and I'm fuller after it. I feel better for eating whole foods and not junk. Now, I'm not saying you can't lose weight by eating a croissant every day. You can. Is it the most effective and nutritious way to do it? Probably not. And it really is each their own. If you've got the time to cook a different meal every night, then by all means go for it. Do that if that works for you. But I'm pretty sure similar people to me who work a 9 to 5, a stressful job, they don't want that. You want very similar meals. You want it all done for you, so it's effortless when you get sort of back from work, or so when you get to work, if you're travelling on the road, your meal's already done. You haven't got to worry about it. You haven't got to get something while you're out to try and squeeze it into your macros. It's all done, and I just think that's the best route to go. Two other really important things, and they both affect each other in fairness, when dieting or cutting, is alcohol consumption and sleep. Now, if I'm nearly 4 years without consuming alcohol, so it's pretty easy for me to not drink. I don't enjoy it. I just don't feel like it serves me, and the benefits to negatives, there's just a massive discrepancy between the two. I feel as though by drinking, it's taking so much more away from my life than actually giving to it, and sort of learnt to go out without alcohol. I'm gonna have fun if it's in the environment I want to be in, and I don't need alcohol. And the main reason is sleep. When I was drinking, I'd go out on a weekend, Friday, Saturday, Sunday I'd wake up feeling awful, want to eat junk food, I'd be tired, it'd take till sort of Wednesday, Thursday before I felt okay again, and then I'd go again, and it was just a vicious cycle, and I was wondering why I wasn't progressing in the gym, I wasn't losing weight, I was getting little niggles in my shoulders and knees and stuff, and I just knocked it on the head, and I haven't looked back since, to be honest. Really glad I decided to do it. And it really does affect your sleep, and people don't realise it. When you drink alcohol, you're not sleeping, you're almost going into a bit of a coma. So your body's not actually resting, which is why you wake up tired, hungry, grumpy, grouchy. It's basically, if you're drinking alcohol or trying to lose weight, you are playing on like really hard mode. I've had people sort of tell me before, I could never give up alcohol because I like that drink on a Friday, Saturday night. I need that drink on a Friday, Saturday night. I mean, listen to yourself. If you need a drink, pretty sure you've got a problem there, that you need that just to get through life. Like, you shouldn't feel like that. When you were younger, you didn't need alcohol. You didn't need alcohol to go into a room and say hello to people. You didn't need it to take the edge off. Like, there's something seriously wrong if you need alcohol. And when you don't drink alcohol, your sleep is so much better. When you're cutting anyway, your sleep will be so much better because you're not digesting as much food. So if you can get a solid 7 or 8 hours every night when you're dieting when drinking alcohol is playing it on expert level. Dieting and getting solid sleep is playing it on easy mode. It literally makes everything so much better. You feel better, you feel refreshed, you recover better, you're not as hungry. If you're only getting 4 or 5 hours sleep, your ghrelin levels, which is your hunger, will be through the roof, and you'll just be craving shit all day. And what good's that when you're dieting? If you physically are craving pizza or cookies or cakes, that's going to make it so much more difficult. And I don't think people realise this at times. Sleep, like nail sleep first, drink water, like go out for 10k steps. These are like the low hanging fruit. You pick the low hanging fruit first, do those. The supplements, then start adding those in. Like, people are always like, what supplements did you take, like this? How many times have you been to the gym this year? 3 times. Oh, why not try going to the gym before you start spending money on supplements? How's your sleep been recently? Probably average about 4 or 5 hours a night. Focus on nailing your sleep first. Like, the low hanging fruit, pick that. It's so simple, and people want to make it as complicated as they can, but it really is super simple and easy if you just follow a plan. if you can create a structure that works for you and your lifestyle, basically just rinse and repeat that. Do it for 6, 12, 18 weeks, whatever you need to do to lose the weight that you need to lose. And yes, you will have to make sacrifices. So if you want to lose weight, you probably won't be going out socially as much as what you normally would. There won't be brunches, there won't be fancy meals out. I'm not saying you can't go and do those things, but at the same time, you need to decide what you want more. There's a great line in a book by Daniel Kahneman, and he says, not Daniel Kahneman, Oliver Burkeman, and he basically says, you've got to decide what you want to suck at, and there's no way you can put 100% effort into every single aspect of your life at all times. If you want to grow your social media, reading might fall by the wayside. You might not be able to read as much because you're spending that time that you'd be reading putting it into your social media. Or if I want to grow YouTube, for instance, I've got to spend time creating these videos, so I might not be doing other stuff that would potentially fill this time. And with dieting, if you want to lose the weight, you've got to sacrifice your time out with friends or going out for cakes. You've got to make that sacrifice and want it. If you don't want it, you won't do it. But if you want it, you'll be willing to make that sacrifice. It's only short term, and then in the long term, future you will thank you for how you feel, how you look. When you're on the beach in the future, you won't care that you didn't go out for that brunch or didn't go for that cookie. You'll care that you're in the sort of shape that you're in. I've got some roast potatoes going in, and hot honey chicken for me and normal chicken for Mel. Sipping on another hack 0 calorie drinks. And there's tea, hot honey chicken, greens, and 100 grams of roast potatoes, which is a pigeon portion, and Mel's got the same but no honey on hers. I'm going to tuck into this and then box off the rest of my steps. If you can hear a noise in the background, that's the Ninja Creamy on at work. Just finishing off the day with the protein ice cream. And I'm very big on, obviously you're in the house a lot more on the weekend potentially, and I tweak my calories a little bit to allow for, on a Friday and Saturday night, a Ninja Creamy, which takes me slightly over what I should be eating. But by tweaking a couple of days down, it just allows for that flexibility, and then I get to enjoy it. And it's the same with anything. When you're cutting, you want to think like you got a tool belt on, and when you need to use something or add something, you can take that from your tool belt and put it to use. So another one's cardio, and I've seen so many people like, oh, I'm starting to cut, I'm doing 45 minutes cardio a day. Why? Like, cardio is not the secret to losing weight. Your calorie deficit is. And then if you start off with 45 minutes cardio, you've now got to go and do an hour and a half at the end, like at the end of the cut, because 45 minutes isn't going to be enough. So you want to start 0 cardio and then add it in as and when you need it. When your weight stalls, add a bit more cardio in. And I'd do that before taking calories away from your diet. Obviously, when you get to a certain point and you've got, say, 5 30-minute sessions of cardio, then you might want to drop your calories a bit more. But again, it's just utilising something different off your tool belt and putting it to good use. You've got that many things on there. Don't put them all into use at once. But yeah, Mel's creamy's done, I think, and I'm going to put mine on. So yeah, I'm going to leave this here. Like, comment and subscribe. Thanks very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this, and any questions, drop me a DM. Peace.